Palace Spurs kicks us off. Lunchtime Saturday.
We're saying like Nuno will have them defending hard. I fancy Spurs here. 2-1. That's what I think. 2-1.
Yeah, well, Spurs won their first 3 games 1-0. I'll take a draw. I'd say 1-1 draw. You know, I don't see Palace losing. Put it that way.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I think Vieira is looking for any points on the board, Miss Ford.
Yeah, well, I think he's 1 loss, 2 draws. I see them getting at least a point anyway. Palace. I go for 1-1 draw. Right, second game on Arsenal Norwich.
Arsenal.
What do you reckon?
I fancy Arsenal.
So do I. I think they
have a little too much, especially the home game. They had a couple of big ding donger games there that were tough for them. Fancy Arsenal 3-1.
3-1 Arsenal. Yeah. I'd go 2-0 myself. I don't think they'd see it. Well, they had to keep a clean sheet eventually. So, I'll go with 2-0 Arsenal.
All right.
Next one on, what's it? Brentford.
Brentford against Brighton. This is a toss up for me. Brighton are handy. Brentford at home. 1-1.
That's what I had down myself.
Yeah.
1-1. You must remember that, you don't know. Yeah, 1-1. I'd say, well, it'd be a draw then. You 0-0.
I think a draw.
No, it's
I think that's one of those games. A draw and they'll shake hands on it and go, "No, that's a good point."
Next one coming up with Leicester, Man City. Leicester. You don't know what Leicester's going to show up.
No. They definitely have the ability to beat Man City. Definitely on their day. Not many teams can say on the day they could beat Man City. Majority, no. But Leicester could.
Yeah, and then you see what Spurs done to the first game of the season. Like Leicester have, he hasn't hit top form yet since he came back. Now Maddison, but I like Maddison in the team.
I'm the same. I think he's quality. Something's just doesn't feel right for me with him. I think he's a quality player.
It's when he came back from
something's off.
Yeah, when he came back from his injury, he hasn't been the same player. But
there's rumors that Ben was talking about
Leicester play.
Yeah, Ben was talking as well, but there are rumors that he doesn't get on with Rodgers and stuff, But I think he's a quality player.
Yeah.
Score prediction,
Leicester, Man City. That's a toughie, man. 1-0 City.
Good show. City are very, you know what they are to me in a lot of ways. If they score early against you, they're capable of beating you 7-0.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you defend well against Man City, and it's 0-0 in the 70th minute, they run out of ideas. They get frustrated. Maybe that's me being a bit.
That's what Spurs done to them.
Yeah.
Not as late as that, but they did.
They get frustrated because they get that feeling this isn't working, and they overtry, and that's just I think that's a kink in the armor.
Yeah.
So
what are you thinking?
A lot of that depends on if there's a goal. It's to do with when it's scored. But Leicester at home, this is the only thing that's shifting my thoughts are Leicester City are at home. I'm going to go for 1-1.
1-1.
Which is not the worst result in the world for City either, by the way. It's not the worst result in the world.
I was to say Leicester, you get 2 types of Leicester. Like Leicester can show up, be really good, and I think they were beaten last time out. I think West Ham beat them 4-1, I think, last time out. So,
yeah, but they were down to 10 men.
They were, but
Leicester were down to 10 men. And West Ham were at home, and West Ham were not crap. West Ham are good.
Oh, no, I think West Ham are going to have a great season.
Listen, they were down to 10 men, and it's like West Ham got a goal up against the 10 men. That's the thing. You remember the Liverpool-Chelsea game? Let Chelsea go down 10 men. Liverpool never got a goal ahead. You need to get that extra goal against the 10 men. The 10 men can't be in that little shape. They have to come out and be vulnerable. So what happened with Leicester? They went to 10 men, but they were chasing the game. And that's get picked off then, That's tough.
Yeah.
Manchester United against Newcastle. I think I'm going 4-0 Manchester United. That may have been my prediction before. I think Ronaldo's going to get one.
Do you think he'll start?
Yes, because it's a home game. Not because it's a home game. It's just it adds wind to their sails. They need it. I think they kind of like, without the Ronaldo signing, I think you touched on it upon earlier on. I'm like, yeah.
You wouldn't have felt it, like, you wouldn't have put them down as win the league.
It's
but
like
I think
not like a serious challenger. Now, like I said, I think United are on paper potentially.
They're one of them. They're one of them four. Like
one of the
Liverpool,
four.
Man United, and Chelsea. I'd say they're four teams you could see winning the league now.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have said that before Ronaldo came.
Fair point. And I do know the things are a little grey. What happens with his impact on the team? How did he change shape? The midfield is a little wonky. Even for United fans, but even as a neutral, something feels off for them. I've suggested it with the whole Pogba situation. Pogba, for me, doesn't. He's limited with his capacity to probably listen to his coach, and he screams, "I want to play a free role kind of player," kind of like, which is
do what I want.
Want to do what I want. And if you play around that and you work to that strength, 100% could that work? A million times. Does he have that ability? 1,000,000%. But when you get too many strings and that bow wanting to all do to have that free role, it's like
you have to keep the shape somewhere.
Lose the shape. Yeah, screams lose shape. You can only get away with one player on average is that one player because you get another player out of shape. That's two against that top team. They'll just cream you. They'll just pick you off. It's like playing with 10 men then, But
you need a shape in the middle.
You need some shape. They are vulnerable in the middle, but not against Newcastle. And Ronaldo 100% will get a lift. We spoke about it before. He'll flat track bully the fucking. They always say the best teams will get to 65 points easily. But getting from 65 to 95 plus, that's hard. And you need that extra. Now, Ronaldo in his prime, yes, 100%. He'll get you to 95.
I still think he'll get your goals, though.
No, 100%. He will easily get Manchester United. Guaranteed 65 points. I'm trying to compliment him. It's like, United seem to struggle against the shy teams. That's what genuinely my football head is saying. The last few years, United struggled against crap. They'd always put that, give the big teams a game. They'd always do that. Always do that. Even when they were at the shittiest. They give the big teams a game. Never hammered. But they struggled against them teams that would sit back, fucking.
They done well to beat Wolves last time out. I thought Wolves deserved something out of that game.
United struggled, but there's a point. There's an screaming example. Ronaldo will probably have a hat-trick in that game.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the difference he's going to make in that team.
100%. He'll flat track bully all the weaker teams, the mid to lower teams. You still need to beat them. United drew that game, didn't they? They drew it. You won it. Who did you draw? Did you against Southampton?
Yeah. Yeah, 1-1.
They would have battered on them with Ronaldo. That's my point. It's those draws against the crappy teams. I mean, United fans would admit that. 6 defenders behind the ball, 7 defenders, and it's tough, But Ronaldo is capable of scoring headers. He's not as fast as he used to be, but he still has a leap, and he has a ping of a shot on him. So he can score outside the box and can go for a header. There's two aspects of a game against the crappy teams. Set pieces and scoring outside the box against teams that lie deep. Fucking huge. That's huge.
You think he'll start? Yeah, I think he'll come off the bench.
I think he'll start.
Yeah, but I think he'll come off the bench and still score, though. So.
I think he's a guarantee to score.
I'll go over 3-0 myself. Then
I'm going 4-0. Southampton against West Ham United.
Yeah, I think there'll be goals in this one.
Me too.
Definitely.
West Ham are doing fantastic.
West Ham away from home as well.
Yeah, obviously West Ham and Antonio, Jesus, man, he's quite vulnerable to injuries. But in terms of his quality and his impact on the game when he's fit,
I think he's got 2 last time now. So
he's on fire. He's
arguably
fit. Yeah, he's one of the top strikers. Feeling it right now. You can see it. He's feeling it in his game. He's like, He's enjoying his. I think he's at a good sweet spot in his career. Good for him, Which is
I'd say West Ham would beat them 3-1 at home. Or 3-1 away. West Ham are away.
that's a good
3-1.
shout. I was about to say 3-1 or 3-2, but yeah, I fancy West Ham. I think it'd be a good game. Southampton at home. Southampton are not. They're not. They're a good little team of beating people. They're capable of, or going the other way. They got hammered by Leicester a few seasons ago, so it could go the other way. But yeah, I fancy 3-2 West Ham.
3-2. All right.
3-2. Watford against Wolverhampton Wanderers.
0-0 draw. All over. Fuck's sake, come on. I just don't see goals. I don't know. It could be a fucking 4-4 or something. But,
you know what? Looking at the fixtures, it's definitely one of those that is fuck. Excuse the French. It's a good shout, man. I see if Wolves are at home and fancy Wolves. This is the thing. But when you inch towards Watford, I'm gonna go 1-1. I'm going to fucking draw as well, but I'm trying to be a Debbie upper here, and some goals. You're a Debbie Downer, which are the 0-0.
So the evening game is the Chelsea Aston Villa.
Chelsea Aston Villa. That you know what? If Villa were at home, to me personally, it would be on the fence of between score draw, Villa win. Ooh, that's a real. I throw a span in the works. Chelsea at home though.
I'm looking at an upset here.
Really?
Yeah.
You've it written down there?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna go 3-1 Chelsea. What are you going
2-1 Villa.
Jesus.
This is the upset of the day.
Now, so there's two ways we can go with this. If players are available, score prediction.
But that's it. If
players are not available.
If you have full strength either side, I would still call a Liverpool win. I'd say Liverpool 2-1.
2-1 Liverpool. Full strength.
Yeah, well, listen, I think if Liverpool are missing their players, you can still bring it. Like I think Kelleher, slotting there for Alisson, and then Thiago can come in for Fabinho.
Thiago, yeah.
Firmino's still injured anyway, so we Jota, Salah, and Mane up front anyway. So yeah,
I'm gonna throw a span in the works. I think full strength and not full strength. It's a draw both games. He's a big, big, big player for them. Now, he's not there. We got Daniel James coming from Manchester United to kind of help out, and he'll subsidise the pace on the team. Now, he's on the other wing, but he's bringing something to the team. Now, he's not up to with the whole shape of the team, format, structure, pace, when to bounce, when to sit back, whatever, you know yourself. So I think that will help them. Liverpool's squad is a little deeper than Leeds, so I think it kind of evens its way out a little bit. I don't say. I just think Liverpool's squad, I think Liverpool too much of them. They did this, and
different. Now there is a case there with Leeds being at home as well. Like it's always a hard place to go to. Full capacity as well.
The one thing that for me swings the game personally is when the goals are scored. If Liverpool score first, Liverpool could fucking hammer them. If Leeds score first, who knows? Because if Liverpool score first, Leeds play the same way. So it's like they can get picked off because they're going an extra little offensively, and they're very vulnerable. So that will play a factor. That'll play a factor. Who scores first? But my gut was saying Brazilians, no Brazilians. I think 1-1.
You're going 1-1. Another draw.
That's a good point. Liverpool drew 1-1 last year, where even with a lot of their players missing. It's a good point. It is a good point you're making. That's what you're hitting at.
I think Yeah, I think both teams will score. But yeah, I think Liverpool will make it. Monday's game, last game of the weekend, Everton versus the Burnley Bashers,
Yeah.
WWE.
I think Ben had a good point. This fucking screams draw, doesn't it? It's not all.
But the fact that Everton are at home as well, though. 3-1 Everton for me.
I'm gonna go 0-0.